Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is an exciting one because I'm going to be doing a review for my Hermes Evelyne PM. So as you guys know, I recently got this bag a couple of months ago, this past summer specifically, and I have been using it a lot. This was a pre-loved bag that I got from LXR & Co, and I wanted to share my experience with this bag since I've had it and the wear and tear, and essentially just like what I've been using it for and just like a full review of my bag. So let's just jump right into the video. So this is the Hermes Evelyne PM in the color Etaupe. This is from a couple of years ago's iteration such that the strap is not adjustable. There's one fixed size. I do wish it was adjustable because I think that would be really nice, but honestly this bag sits nicely on me, so I'm not complaining. And this is the larger size. So a couple things I wanted to note. Before getting this bag, I originally wanted this size TPM, and this is the PM size, so it's significantly larger. It's much more of like a hobo style tote-y-ish bag as opposed to the small TPM one that I wanted, which is like this big. Really cute. I was also never super into the Etaupe color until I got this bag, and now I'm absolutely in love with it. It matches like everything on my wardrobe, and I'm quite happy that I got this bag in the size and color that I did, because I think if I got this bag in any other color, it would just be way too bold. Like the gold or the black is just too much, and the Etaupe just matches like any outfit that I wear. So I'm really happy that I got it in this color, and I'm holding out that I can get the TPM in the other two colors because I think that would be perfect. So let's dive a little bit into the bag and my thoughts on it. Price wise, this bag is obviously, it's Hermes. It's not the cheapest designer handbag that you can get out there, but it's pretty decent. I believe on the resale market this goes for anywhere between $3,000 to $4,000. If you get it in store, I think it's closer to the upwards end of like high 2000s, maybe $3,000. So this is actually not too bad in terms of the price points for bags compared to ones from like Chanel and Dior. Those ones are like getting astronomically high nowadays. And the Evelyne styles actually, I feel like quite underrated when it comes to Hermes. Same with the Herbag. Everybody just immediately grasps for the Birkin, and then the Kelly and the Picotin is starting to get quite popular. But I do think that the Evelyne is quite a cute style that not a lot of people really consider. And honestly, at first I thought it was very grandma looking too, but after wearing it a lot more, I love it and how understated it is. So obviously one side of the bag has the quintessential Hermes logo, and then the other side is flat. So if you don't want to wear this bag and scream Hermes, you can always flip it to the other side, and I definitely have, depending on my setting, if I want to feel a little bit more secure. This bag doesn't scream expensive if you don't know the silhouette right away. It's one of those like understated type of styles, like one of those quiet luxury bags. If you know Hermes and you're familiar with this, then you'll recognize that it's the Evelyne. And even if I was to turn it around, it just looks like a very nondescript satchel that most people probably wouldn't expect, and it looks very roots, which I kind of like because I can get away with wearing this bag in a variety of settings and not ever feel concerned for like my safety and security. So a couple things about this bag. Like I mentioned, the strap, this is detachable. It is attached onto D-ring hooks on the end here, and there is just like a little hook that you can attach it on if you want to switch it out for another one. Hermes does sell a variety of other straps that you can interchange with this if you would like. I do wish this was the adjustable one because I think that would give it much more versatility, but the length and the drop on my body is not an issue for me, so I'm pretty happy with the strap itself. This has palladium hardware on it. I'm not usually a silver hardware girl. I'm very much a gold hardware girl, and I think if gold was to go with this bag, it just wouldn't match. So I'm actually really okay with the fact that this is silver. It makes it a little bit more understated and just doesn't scream like,
look at me, it's hardware.
So I like the fact that it's palladium. It blends nicely with the bag and keeps the bag very neutral so that I can match a ton of outfits. The little clasp up top here, I also want to know, it is a button. The first time I used this bag, I was very stupid and I thought that you could take the front out, and I spent a solid like half hour trying to remove this from the front until I realized this doesn't make sense. Hermes is a quite utilitarian and like functional brand when it comes to their products, so they're not going to make stuff that's like really difficult and would take you that long to get in and out of your bag. Until I realized the back is a push button, and the reason I didn't realize that this was a button was because the button is actually fully covered with the leather, so it blends in seamlessly and you can't even tell that it's a button unless you were to actually investigate and try to pull it apart. It just looks like this toggle has been sewn in by some sort of like fabric button that is not meant to be removed. So I like that this has been integrated into the bag design and very seamless and non-distinguishable. It does give the bag quite a bit of security. It's not like a big opening at the top anyway, so you can slip your hands in if you're really trying to, but it's hard to see what's actually inside of it unless you take the button off, and then you have so much more mobility inside the bag. So as my bag was pre-loved, it did come with a little bit of wear and tear. There is some pilling to the strap here. If you look closely, you can see that the strap is not perfect. It's not brand new. There is some fuzz coming off, but overall it's not like it's falling apart or fraying, and I don't really mind. It's just if you inspect it, you can see there is some wear. So I'm not mad about that, and it just shows that Hermes stands like the test of time with the quality of their product. Obviously with wear and tear, it's to come and be expected of anything that you use. And the bag itself is not falling apart, so I'm not mad about that at all. The bag itself though, on the base, the front and the back, does show a little bit more wear and tear. You can tell the person who used this bag previously like loved it, used it a lot, and really threw it around everywhere. There's some creasing here in the leather where the back pocket of the bag kind of ends. There's a pocket on the interior, and I don't think the person really stuffed the bag because it feels like the bag was used over time to like slouch here. So that probably means that the bag wasn't too filled, and they probably set this more often than not on the base because it kind of slouches in on the sides here, as you can see. In the sunlight, you can truly see how the leather has like slowly warped over time, and there's like a slight pouch here. If you flip it to the front, there is no interior pocket, so you don't have that crease going across the front here, but there is again that little slouch on the base because it looks like whoever used it last truly sat this bag on its base a lot. Since using the bag, I've actually been trying to leave it a little bit more on the side to prevent more of slouch and stretching of the leather, and I'm just hoping that over time this will help to preserve the bag a little bit more and to prevent it from like truly warping more than it already has. In that note, I've also recently picked up a Samorga bag insert. You guys know I use Samorga inserts for every single one of my bags, and I have this color. I actually reached out originally and asked them to recommend a specific color since I have the Etaupe bag and which one they think would work the best, so they sent this one. I don't know the exact color. I'm really sorry. I will try to find it on the site and include it in the description below. And as always, if you guys are interested in Samorga, I do have a 20% off code that you guys can utilize. I get nothing from that. It's just as a thank you for you guys because you know how much I love Samorga and I want you guys to be able to get your own and not break the bank in the process. So this insert goes directly into the bag, and not only is it going to give my bag a lot more structure so that it doesn't get further warped at the bottom here, but it helps to kind of organize things because, as you know, Samorga organizers usually have inserts sewn into them, so I can stick things like my wallet and my mirror without having it fall at the bottom and roll around everywhere. So this organizer goes from the base all the way up to the top here. When I posted that I was waiting for my Samorga insert to arrive for this bag, one of my followers actually reached out and told me that she originally had a Samorga organizer that I think came up to here, and over time with use, because this is a very supple leather, it started to show where the organizer ended, and her bag was like warped. It had like a line across here where the leather would slowly slouch over top of it, and she warned me about that. So I was actually a little bit concerned when I was waiting for mine to come in that it would also cause that issue too, but I noticed that once I put the organizer in, it almost comes directly towards the top here where the seam is, so you guys can see from the inside, so it's not going to create that weird line right in the middle of the bag. Over time with more use, I don't know if the same thing is going to happen to my bag, but I will update you guys if things do change in the near future. However, for the time being, it ends pretty close to the top, and I think as like the leather comes closer to the seams, it's a little bit more firm because it's closer towards the seams where there is a lot more structure, so it should prevent any sort of weird sagging or folds to be evident across the top where the edge of my organizer is located. So the interior of the bag, as similar to many Hermes bags, are completely unlined. It's just a suede finish and it's just a hole. There's no fabric on the inside. The only other distinguishable factor of the interior of the bag is this like additional pocket that they have here. I never use my pockets for anything, to be honest, unless I have some sort of certificate of authenticity or their authenticity card, and then I'll put it in there. I just don't find that these pockets serve me much purpose, and I like to keep them as flat as possible so it doesn't warp the overall shape of the bag. So this one just kind of like stays shut the whole time. I believe the new iteration of this bag though actually has an exterior pocket going across the back along with the adjustable strap. So if that's a little bit more functional for you so that you don't always have to reach your hands in and out of the bag to grab stuff, then I would suggest looking into the new version where you can just put things like your keys, your, I don't know, your public transit pass or your wallet or whatever in the back here to make it really easy to grab things in and out. Even like receipts, I think would be a great place to store in the back pocket here. But this bag does not have that exterior outer compartment, just the interior one, and like I never really use it, so it just stays there. And then the rest of it is just empty like this. So if you do leave things inside, it is a sizable enough bag and it is very slim as a side profile that it's gonna get lost inside. It's quite deep. It gets a little bit dark, so if you're looking for things are gonna roll around and slide around inside, which is why I wanted an organizer organizer. This is my Samorga organizer that I got for this bag. Not only is it going to help maintain its shape over time since my bag is an older one, but it also protects the interior of the bag in case I have things like keys or like a pen lying around. It's not going to mark it up. I also love that there are 2 interior slots here, like 2 little pockets that are built in where I can put things that are slimmer. I usually put things like my wallet, so it's quick and easy to grab, and also because my wallet is lambskin, I don't want the leather to get dented. I've had this wallet for a really long time and surprisingly it's been super durable. I'm surprised that I don't have a single dent yet. And then on the other side of this little pocket here, usually I keep my compact mirror. It's a very flat one, so I like to keep it in there so if I do need to reach for it right away I can. And then everything else in here is just junk. I have lip balms, hand creams, lipsticks, these sock booties that I use when I try on shoes. Keep them in there in case in the summertime when I'm wearing sandals I don't have like foot gunk if I'm trying stuff on in stores. And then yeah, hand cream and more lip products. So that's overall what I usually keep in this bag. Oh yes, I also forgot my Apple AirTag, so whenever I go out, if I forget my bag somewhere, I can find it. So that's essentially what I keep in my bag from a day-to-day besides my phone, which I'm currently using as like a camera so I can film on it. But if it's more than enough inside of this bag for sure. Another reason why I like having an insert for this bag is because of the H perforation here in the front. It allows you to kind of see what's inside of the bag. It doesn't make everything extremely visible, but with the bag insert, it kind of hides your belongings so people can't really exactly see inside. I think that's just one extra added level of security that you don't get from the bag. The original design of this bag was not intended to be a purse. If you guys are not familiar with Hermes, it's an equestrian brand, and it was originally designed to be able to put things like the brushes and shampoos and stuff, and these holes were to aerate out those products so that it wouldn't cause mold. Now that they've integrated into the bag, it's kind of stayed here over time, and the only letdown, even though it allows ventilation if you're going to be using it to carry like horse cleaning products, is that it's gonna provide sight into what's inside of your bag. So I like the insert so that you can kind of keep it a little bit more secure. And I chose that color so that when you have the perforations up against it, you don't really see like a coloring. It's just dark like the interior of the bag, and I love it. It looks like, honestly, from far away, I don't have anything in the bag. So this is much more of a casual bag. I wouldn't wear this for like a date night out unless you're going to somewhere very casual or to like a fancy gala, wedding, dinner party, that sort of thing. It's much more of an everyday out and about bag. I like it because I can fit a lot of things in here. I have put small water bottles in here previously, some snacks, like food to go, Harrison's wipes one time when I really needed to. So this bag is large enough for you to put a lot of things in it, and it's a great functional everyday grab and go bag. I didn't really want this size originally because I thought this would be like way too big and way too casual looking for my personal taste. As you guys know, I love structured bags, but over time, as I continue to use this a lot more, it has served me so well. And I don't know if it's just me as a mom, I carry more things in general now, but this bag has been great and I've just loved how much it has provided me over time. Do I still want the smaller size? Yes, because I think that would be cute on days when I go out without Harrison and I kind of just want to have a small bag I can throw things into. A lot of my other bags are small too, so I know for sure I can operate pretty fine without a lot of space in my bags. But this size I think is great for anybody who is busy with their hands all the time. They need to have like a simple bag they can throw things into that they're not too worried that it looks too formal. And as somebody who wants a transitional bag that you can quickly reverse to the other side if you want to be a little bit more discreet. All in all, I think this is a phenomenal everyday casual bag for somebody who's looking to get a designer bag that's not too ostentatious and doesn't scream a brand out there. If you know Hermes and you know Evelyn, then you'll be able to spot and identify these bags out and about in the streets. But to the untrained eye, it looks like a very simple casual leather bag that you can pick up from like Roots or any other designer. It's just from Hermes, and even like the branding is not obviously evident. It's underneath the little toggle here, so if you didn't know it was Hermes, you probably would not be able to locate the brand unless you recognized the H on the front. Now, do you need to get this in store? I don't think so. You can definitely get this secondhand online. When it comes to the bag offerings at Hermes, it's really hard to get a hold of exactly the colors that you want. I've often gone into the store and requested for an Evelyn, and they literally have just told me, no, we have none. Or they bring out the most like atrocious color, like a bright, vibrant pink. There's a men's version of this that was like all black, smooth leather, and it just had like a bunch of different designs on the front that was also like, no, that's not my style either. I personally haven't had a lot of luck tracking down Evelyn's in store. I don't know about you guys if you have or not, but on the secondhand market, it's priced relatively like decent. It's obviously a little bit more expensive than if you were to get it in retail, but it's not astronomical like a Birkin or a Kelly, and you're not going to be paying an arm and a leg to get this bag. It holds the structure pretty well over time. It does sag a little bit though, since it's not like a super structured bag. bag, but I think this is a phenomenal bag for everyday use, that if you're trying to build up your Hermes kind of collection, that you could look into this. It serves a completely different purpose than the bag. That one's a little bit more structured and I think has a more formal look to it, whereas this one has a very, very laid back casual look. Like you could wear this to the cottage, you can wear this going grocery shopping, you can wear this going thrifting, you can literally wear this, I mean, taking out the garbage. If you need a bag, take out the garbage. It's a very laid back casual look that has a lot of purposes, and I think would be good for anybody from like somebody who wants to shop on Bloor Street to a mom who's literally just pushing their child around for a walk in the park one day. Since it's such like a great size and such like a great utilitarian purpose, and you have so many options of different ways you can customize a bag, whether you want to face forward or backwards or change the straps. So my personal goal with this bag is that I was pleasantly surprised by how much I loved it. I was a little bit uncertain at first. I was like, you know what, it's a cute bag, let's try it out. And over time, as I used it more and more, I just fell more and more in love with this bag, and I would definitely recommend this to anybody. I do want the smaller bag just to kind of have a smaller size anyways, but I think this color and the hardware combination is perfect for what I need in my life, and I could not be happier with this bag, and I will continue to use it every single day. I think it does give off that like mom bag vibes and I'm not mad about it at all because I am a mom now, but I think it's great for anybody who's even like not a mom, since it's such like an overall phenomenal bag. I don't have any other more words to say for it than besides the fact that it's a great bag. So let's round up everything. If you guys were going to purchase it, yes, I recommend it. It's phenomenal, designed really well, and great materials. Affordable price point when it comes to Hermes, and you can also purchase it on the resale market for like not that much more of an increase. Over time, it does wear quite well. It slouches a little bit, but the bag overall maintains its shape. And then also it's a fairly discreet bag that if you want to modify and make it a little bit more like nondescript, you can. And you can also add personal attachments such as like a different strap or like a twilly to it if you do want to personalize it and make it a little bit more you. So yes, I love the bag. I would 100% get another one if I could. I don't know if I need multiple Kellys in different colors in that size, just because it's a very casual bag and I don't need that many casual bags. But I personally love the bag, and I think you guys would thoroughly enjoy it as well, and it's a great investment in addition to anybody's Hermes closet. If you guys enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, if you're currently on the search for your first Evelyn, and if you're considering whether or not it'll be a good introductory bag into the Hermes brand for you, I personally think it's a great one. I don't have any of the quarter bags like yet. Would love to. Fingers crossed that my essay can pull through and get me one eventually one day. But in the meantime, I'm pretty happy with my collection so far. I now have 3. So I have an bag, an Evelyn, and a picotin, and I would love to continue to add more to that collection, but we'll see which ones I get next. I hope you guys found this video helpful. As always, if you want to see more of me, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok. And if you guys want to see more of me, make sure you are subscribed on here too. That way you know every single time I drop a brand new video and it winds up right into your sub box. Otherwise, have an amazing day. I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.